Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today, and I am joining my friends Sara Scraps and Khristina for PaperPerson Playtime. So we are working with the Kelly Perky PaperPerson kits. We're going to share layouts, projects every other Tuesday. This is the December kit. This is the kit that I am starting with. I am late to this party, and there are 3 pattern papers, cut apart, a gold foiled sheet, the pink, in this case, or peachy piglet stickers, letter stickers, and the label stickers. I have chosen, each month you can kind of choose the format that you want. This month we had to choose between 3x4 journal cards or Traveler's Notebook size cards. I got the Traveler Notebook size cards, and I am going to work in a Traveler's Notebook. I have decided for this year that I want to have a traveler's notebook that is all about me. I'm going to come up with a better title for it, but basically what I want to do is I want to focus on the story. So there will be a picture like this one. When you subscribe to the kit, you get the printable version, so a PDF and or the JPEGs of the cards. And so because I chose Traveler's Notebook, my cards are Traveler's Notebook sized. I also got the digital stamps of the stamps, and so you can see on that photo there of myself that I have put the "This Sucks" as a brush onto that photo there. I want to keep this very simple, so you can see I don't use a lot of product. I've actually printed out the 4x6 cards, and that's what I'm using instead of the printed paper, because on the 4x6 and 3x4 cards that aren't the journal cards, there is a grid on the back or a ledger, and I want to use that for a 12x12 page, but I want to use these cards in this pattern, and I have the option of printing them, so I'm using these 4x6 cards for my layout here. So what I did was I cut a square out of that mustardy yellow color, and I then cut it on the diagonal so that I have a unifying element that spans between the left-hand side of the page and the right-hand side of the page. Of the 3 pattern papers that you get, those are from other manufacturers. 2 of them this month were from Crate Paper and the other was from Pink Paisley. I fussy cut those flowers out from the Fresh Bouquet from Crate Paper. One is tucked behind that photo, and then the other is on the right-hand side there, and that element there just ties the left-hand side to the right-hand side. So of the 3x4 cards or the Traveler's Notebook page, whichever you get, you've got one side that is color printed and the other is in black. I'm using the color printed, and it is the Today Felt card, and I put those little Piglet Alpha stickers into the Today. They don't fit perfectly, but they fit enough to add some fun color and tie over my skin tone really into the right hand side of the page, as well as the pinky shade that is in that flower is also then a little pop of color above the right hand side there. So you can see how they tied over. I also wanted the bottom of that right-hand journal page to have some tie over to the left-hand side, and so you can see where I lined up the mustardy yellow background paper so that, again, there's some continuity between the right and the left-hand side of the pages. So I'm going to use the stamps. Every month we will get an exclusive stamp set from PaperPerson, and this stamp, it says Tough Day, and I'm just going to put that above the photo. And again, I wanted to have as much of a color match as I could, and so I am using a Catherine Pooler stamp, and that is going to just work with the sort of pinky color. It's a slightly different hue, but that is in the flowers as well. Off camera, I'm actually going to use the arrow that is also in the stamp set and put a down arrow to that. I felt like I didn't use enough blue, and I wanted a little bit more blue. I also felt like I needed to ground that page on the left-hand side a little bit, and you've got the up arrow that's in that next to the Today. It's a very fine arrow, but that allowed for some match. This stamping here says, "You're kidding me, right?" And I'm just going to repeat stamp that so that you kind of see some fade of that. And then that is actually going to be the end of the stamps that I use. I had tried that bigger rectangle. It's at the bottom on the right hand side. So you have today felt, and then you check off what you want, and then it says date, and then there's two smaller boxes and a large box. I felt like I wanted to put something in there, and I toyed with one of the stamps, but this is a very boxy layout, and I didn't really find that there was anything that was going to match in there that didn't feel like I was just kind of randomly pulling space. It also broke up the two rectangles between the journaling space and the photo there, and I wasn't able to round that off. So I felt like I needed a little something else in that right-hand side where the journaling, where the check boxes go. And so I'm actually going to move this label right there because I feel like that's a good way of getting a little bit more color on that right-hand side without ruining things. I am going to journal off camera, and you will be able to see that in the close-ups, but the whole point of this Traveler's Notebook series for me is to document stories. So the photo doesn't really tell you anything about the story, but the story was about how a bunch of my patients post-Christmas called and canceled in because they were testing positive for COVID. And so this is more my feelings and my emotions with a support picture rather than just having fun with scrapbook product, which I am totally doing with my new kit, but that was the point of this. So again, this is a series with Sara Scraps and Khristina. I will link you to their channels. Be sure to check out what they have done and come back next Tuesday or in 2 Tuesdays for my next project with this same kit. Thanks for stopping in today. And if you have any questions about the kit, please don't hesitate to leave them in the box down below. See you again soon. Take care.